players will look towards tempo, as we said before, and see who can get off the ground first, right? Create those priorities. A lot of big words. I just want to see where this goes. IG on red, Top Esports on blue. I got it wrong. I apologize. We are on the same sides, and Tarb Kench has been banned.
Yeah, so similar bans coming out for TES, and they're going to just go once again straight away towards that Zinzao. And I just want to highlight that LeBlanc ban really quickly, right? Because that's one ban you always see come out from TES once they play against IG. And that one really brings me back to 2020 spring of last year, where Rookie and Knight were pretty much playing the LeBlanc Syndra matchup exclusively. Yeah. And you saw how much work that Rookie's LeBlanc was able to do. So paying respect ever since that best of 5.
It's been such a great pick for him. I think Rookie is one of the best LeBlancs in the league, historically as well, with how long he's been in IG. Has pulled that out on occasion, so respect paid. Top Esports now going in a very different direction in that bottom lane. Brom picked up without a second thought. Yu Yancha
the Draven switch sides,
and the Draven's on Wig.
Yeah, that you couldn't get anything better, right? Seeing the Draven taken on both sides. I'm really curious what IG are going to do with this pick, though, because I feel like Aphelios Braum should be way too safe. For IG, you're going to have to be trying to set up a lot of dives or heavy trades to enable dives on bot lane, because there should really be no opportunities to look for 2v2 kills coming out from Aphelios' range and coming out from just Braum being able to mitigate a lot of what Lucas will be able to pull out on Shun. But we've seen from IG, they have been a team that have continuously loved to go for these 5-man dive spot. They bring Rookie down, they bring the Shy down, and they just really look to all in on punishing the enemy team's bot lane.
Did it in game 1, hoping for it in game 2, especially with solo laners not yet picked. We'll see how they can enhance that vision, because IG have started banning solo laners of their own. It's the same exact bans with the Mundo, with the set against TES. Qingtian has played both, and more importantly, we know that Qingtian on the set has been one of his favorites. So Top Esports getting solo laners out as well, Lyric, and we continue to see what we get. The Irelia you talked about, still open.
And I'm curious if they go for something like that, or if they just want to bring out something along the lines of a Lulu again, just for the fact that they do still have the Olaf. This time around, they don't really have any big frontline champions like they did last time around with the Leona. Looks like they're going to be trying to shore that up by taking the Renekton. This is Qingtian's go-to pick. We actually see this banned against Top Esports so frequently, so that's my instinct to why IG are taking that away. Yep. And IG going to go back to a similar plan to game 1. Try and get a lot of these strong early game skirmishing, can contest lane prio, and just win out and snowball the game from their play style.
Well, you got Knight and something that can maybe move around the map. I mean, it's something that Rookie's done as well, so it could also be seen as a nice little takeaway.
Yeah, and this is going to be Knight's first game on the rise of the split. TS having a much more, I'd say, defensive composition this time around. With the fact that he's blind picking the Rise, it is going to open up Rookie to go for a counter pick, so brings out the Syndra. So feels like Rise is going to lose out in terms of that push early on. Rookie's going to have a lot of options to look for these trades. Not a champion we see all too much of lately, but it's still the same distinction in my mind. IG going for these aggressive lanes, going to want to push out, going to want to take every Dragon, take every Rift Herald, try to just brute force the game. So our Top Esports are going to need to try to hold on a little bit. They don't have any engage, so if the game does go later on for TS, if they want to force fights, they need to be on objectives first. They need to be pulling IG into them and then looking for the re-engage, maybe using the Realm Warp to send either Karsa or Qingtian onto a backline and then winning fights that way. So to me, it feels like TS have to weather an early game storm and then be a bit more creative later on, but they do have the Rise and the Aphelios to fall back on.
Yeah, they do. And so again, we rinse and repeat. IG building up momentum, the Draven on their side this time around, Renekton, Syndra, and the Olaf for Shun once more. I do like that we're revisiting similar conditions here in game number 2, Lyric, because IG got the ball rolling in game number 1. Top Esports couldn't deal with this massive top laner, but this time it is a Renekton. I mean, it is a different animal. The Shy is pulling out the zoo here this morning, and hopefully we get a similar performance and see if Qingtian can match this game number 2.
And for Qingtian, I feel like a lot of the pressure is going to be on your shoulders to be able to fare better against the Shy. You now know as Qingtian to expect plays like Lucas being able to roam up, right? Because sure, you might not have that same 2v2 kill pressure in the bottom lane, but with the fact that you are up against a Braum means Wing shouldn't feel too much pressure when Lucas does find windows where he's able to roam and impact the map. But still, we would like to see IG put a lot of focus on their bottom lane.
Let's see, because going into game number 2, IG have already won game 1 in what is such an important series. Remember what we talked about, IG sitting 4-7, and this team cannot afford a single series loss if they even want to be thinking about making playoffs as per usual. It has been 7 years since they missed out. Back in 2014 summer, they did not hit playoffs, but every single split thereafter, they'd been there, present, punctual, and on time. This time around, IG facing defeat. Very uncharacteristically for top esports. I mean, we can still say the same lyric. They may be at 7 wins, but every series at this point, when you're not already locked in like EDG and FPX, count a hell of a lot.
Definitely do for both sides. TS and IG still having the most series left to play out of any teams. If you include this one, including this series, they're both playing 5 series left. So a lot of wiggle room in terms of the standings of where they can end up. Both can either climb incredibly high or fall incredibly low. So that will be something to keep our eye on. And this mid lane matchup is one I'm really interested in as well, because sure, we know Knight plays Ryze, we know Rookie plays Syndra, but it is both of their first time pulling it out this split so far. Not going to pan in on the mid lane. I'm curious to what Knight would start in this matchup, because a lot of times you see Ryze take W just for the higher base damage. It syncs up with your mana flow ban really nicely to stack up that mana. But typically in this matchup, Ryze takes E to try to neutralize the push that does come out from the Syndra, because that's one thing we know for sure is that Rookie will be able to have his way with this matchup early on.
You talked about it being a good counter matchup here, but I think it's also important to note that this time it's not Lulu versus Akali. Like, sure, lane for Lulu, good, but we get a Syndra, we get a Ryze, we get champions that can actually make playmaking potential at different points in the game. But I also feel like, you know, with talking about mid, we also, in the early game, need to talk more about this bottom lane lyric. Draven this time on the side of Wink. They've hit 2 first. Death Sentence doesn't connect, unfortunately. But you did talk to me about this bottom lane having a lot of meaning for Invictus Gaming, especially in this early.
I mean, they drafted the Draven, right? So they're already signaling they want to go for heavy trading, they want to go for pressures, they want to stack up those adoration stacks and cash out. But against an Aphelios and a Braum, it feels like it's really going to be hard to be able to force any meaningful action. They will be able to guarantee prio like we are seeing right now. If they force out a death sentence, it gives them opportunities to where they can walk up, maybe trade back depending on the guns that Jackie Love does have, but they'll be continuously playing on the back foot. So for Karsa is pathing down towards that bot side, can try to set up a gank with the fact that IG's bot lane is pushing, but Shun match that clear towards bot side, so if it does devolve into a 3v3, IG can be in a pretty good position. Is Knight getting the push in on the bounce back. Bot lane Scuttle's coming out. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a skirmish already.
But I mean, Karsa's here first, straight to the bottom lane. Wink's in the middle of the lane. Dark Passage beautifully done as Lucas flashes away. Means Draven doesn't have to burn a summoner.
And that's a bit disrespectful from IG. Karsa going with the 5 clamp clear. Ooh, it does hit the death sentence, but it is against a Braum, so it doesn't mean too much. But Karsa going with a 5 camp clear as compared to Shun, who did just full clear his own jungle, so that's why Karsa desyncing that timer a little bit. Nice scout of the week coming out from Rookie.
But they turn for the Rune Prison straight onto Rookie. He's left without a hope. He's sat by himself, and top esports pick their targets wisely.
Yeah, not the, I'd say, greatest idea coming in from Rookie. Like nice, you hit the scout of the week, but it just looks so easy for IG to look for top esports. I'm sorry, to look for that kind of play where all of your pressure and ability to make that play for IG is coming from your bottom side. We are going to see IG go for a bit of a swap. Looks like they just wanted to have the Shy catching that wave and was already making his way down, so that's probably why that happened. And yeah, so the Shy was actually already making his way down for this, but as we see, it's very easy for TS to just turn and look for this play because IG and Shun specifically were hovering from the pressure that their bottom lane was bringing with Wink and Lucas. They were already wrapping around on their way, so nice little window that TS did take advantage of.
And it did give the Ryze first blood, gave the Ryze that you talked about in the matchup wasn't going to fare too well a way to mitigate any losses he has in CS, while IG actually going to be diving the top lane, normally towards the Shy, I'd say, but Rookie was up here first as Undertow not going to connect, and now Qingtian is on a bit of a roundabout. Knight doesn't have the Realm Warp to join up, as you see on the minimap. Qingtian flashing away. He's trying to buy so much time, but I think this is still a death wish nevertheless. The Shy of the Wall will slice and dice. Scout of the Week doesn't connect. This is a big chase, folks, as he finally... No! Wait for it. Undertow? Wait, who's going to get it? The Shy will get it in the end after about a year of waiting.
I think giving it to the Shy is the right choice when you want him to be the one pressuring his matchup, as we're actually still seeing this bit of a trade coming out.
Sure.
I would still expect them to swap back because, right, they're the ones who got to pick their matchups. They do have strong 1v1 laning matchups. The fact that the Shy continuing to look for the chase, Rookie just able to go up towards top side and catch that wave. You would expect now the Shy doing the same, going to push us in back, and they are going to swap out. And TS going to use this opportunity to look for a play on bot.
But let's see how they go. Caster's level 5 here. Lucas still has himself all of his abilities. Importantly, Wink has double summoners as well. There is no cleanse this time on the Draven. Instead, it is just a regular heal. Against Gravitum, against Brom in the bottom lane. Might not fare as well, but Wink getting damaged out heavily. But Lyric, I want to bring us back to one point. Dragon's still up. It's 6 minutes in the game. I feel like when we're talking about IG having similar conditions, that's where we should look next.
Yeah, that's what you would want to see IG go for, right? The fact that they have had bot prio early on in the laning phase. Not able to have bot prio right now because we did see that IG were just all showing on the top half of the map. So TS know that. We saw Karsa hovering around this side. So it's giving TS the window to where they are able to push in, get vision down, and Karsa, I'm a little bit surprised he's going to go for this. They do have wards to spot out if Olaf decided to walk in, but it does look like Shun just going to path towards his top side. So no contest going to come out.
Okay.
The Shy does have TP available, and he actually has his ultimate, so it feels like this could have been a really good window for IG to look for a fight, but they don't want to go for it.
Especially when we saw what happened in game 1. It was the dragon stacking. It was forcing top esports to fight around that 4th dragon or make a decision. This time around, top esports give themselves a little bit more time with a simple objective. The kill we saw before. Gold is pretty much even as well. A much better early game to complement this time around that IG won't have the same momentum.
Still, IG will have that big hole in top side to take advantage of, right? That's why Shun's making his way up there right now, because the Shy does have so much pressure, he's able to just push Qingtian off the wave. Winning by 30 CS right now. Shun gonna steal away all these jungle camps. They're gonna be able to continuously force dives or even just threaten dives to make sure that Qingtian loses out on EXP and gold, and it's going to slowly whittle down these turrets for IG. So that's going to be our pressure point in our win condition for the side of IG. Looks like TS, knowing they still have that scaling to default back to, and that Aphelios and Braum have really come into this matchup solidly with some levels under their belt, are just going to look to answer and try to thwart any of these aggressive advances coming in from IG.
I mean, Jackie Love with 3 bits of turret plating as well. Something to consider as we roll throughout this game. Watching the Shy up at the top lane, though, I love that you pulled up the 30 CS advantage. Something that's just closely been brewing, especially with him picking up all the mid-wave. But the Shy, once again, 1-0 here. The advantage you talked about. And with Herald now spawning, I truly wonder if IG can afford to give this one away.
I mean, you already have a back coming out from Rookie. Wink's not here. Rookie doesn't have TP available, so this Herald is definitely going to go towards top esports. Looks like they're finally realizing it with pings coming down now, so Wink starting to run back towards the bottom lane to try and get plays, but IG realized that play way too late.
Yep. So lose yet another objective here. Top esports continue to hold themselves strong, and a Herald as well, Lyric, with plate still up and available. I feel like it's an important discussion point. You can knock down bottom turret. You can equalize top lane. You can open up mid a little bit as well. A lot of options here.
For TS, I think you're looking towards bot lane, right? You've already gotten a ton of plates down. Even if you aren't necessarily going to drop the Herald on that one outright, bringing Karsa down is, ooh, nice play from IG.
But he's knocked up right for Ragnarok. The Olaf's going to take him away. Crescent Guard will not stop the Ignite from Lucas. Now for IG, they have to run away from the jungle, so it seems. Still going forward, and I steal from Rookie. Thank you for the leash, Punk. Shun will pick up yet another buff, and that time around, Lucas picks up the kill, but top esports lose another.
That was a really nice read coming out from IG, though, right? They pick up Herald on top side. TS are going to be looking towards that bottom half of the map. You can't really salvage the top lane situation at this point in time, so you just need to all in on your strength. They are the ones who had to push in mid lane from the fact that they weren't going for that Herald play, so Rookie had already gotten off a reset and moved to mid lane to push it out first, and that sets up for the invade on the enemy jungle, where they are able to punish Karsa accordingly. So Karsa's still going to be hovering around this bottom half of the map, but IG definitely buying themselves some breathing room with that pick they were able to find.
Yeah, but now for Knight in the mid lane. Good little trade here, trying to deny away the cannon, but Rookie gets it anyway. Knight just doing pretty well from the lost chapter he's able to pick up after getting that starting kill. And Lyric, what do you want to see now? Like, what's the go? We still got to look for that Herald, right? Okay, good. I've answered my own question. Now it's your turn.
I mean, that was the look all along, right? Well, the point I was going to make before we saw Karsa get picked off is even if they didn't necessarily drop the Rift Herald here, you were going to bring Karsa down no matter what. You were going to see if you can get pressured. They have 2 plates available. Maybe if Shun was already passing towards the top side of the Rift, you could have even just tried to zone off the bottom lane and not have to drop Herald here, but Shun is playing around to answer this play. They have to drop Herald, but they do get more gold on the Jackie Love, and Jackie Love's going to be their big member. He has a 400 to 500 gold lead over Wink, and he's got a free game so far. He hasn't felt any pressure on this Aphelios, and you are facing what is mostly a short-range comp that's going to run into you, barring the Syndra. So you're really going to be looking at Rookie to have some kind of insane scout of the week that sets up for Jackie Love to just be picked off later on, which also would probably mean mistakes coming out from Yuyanja and Karsa.
It would. I just love seeing a Fed Aphelios and Jackie Love because it's a flashback for me. When this champion first came out and when he was even more Giga broken, it was Jackie Love who piloted him quite a lot, made a lot of the montage plays. A lot of screaming was done because of it. So seeing him back on the champion again and in a good position this game sets up for a bit of success here for TES and gives a bit of a highlight. I also want to point out that when he's going up against his ult team, there's never a better time. The Shy's trading aggressively top lane. Wink's now here as well, Lyric. Looks like IG want a turret back in return, and they say, forget it. Forget the dragon side of the map.
Yeah, but top esports are here. Lucas might be caught out.
He might be. He's got a Glacial Fissure on top. He's dead. Lucas was like, do I path around or under? And IG just give away another one for free.
And we see both teams making their way towards the top side of the map, right? IG trying to all in on the Shy's advantage, so bringing Wink and Lucas up to try to force something. They don't expect top esports to match us right away. They probably think top esports will rotate their bottom lane towards mid first. But Jackie Love, I don't think even showed on the wave at all, just making their way here. Gets the CC chain down onto Lucas, where he's not even able to react with his flash before he does go down.
That is a very big Aphelios. A very big Aphelios who's trying to gather more plating up in this top side. Shun's on his way here, Lyric. Lucas trying to make up and gets the flash play. Now the box down, slowed down. Teleport to the backside, but it's being matched by IG. It's a double TP as the Death Sentence connects, and there's going to be no Realm Warp for Yuyanja, who has been abandoned by his teammates. No way out, no hope as Wink stacks up Adoration.
You know, I don't know if there's just something symbolic about Yuyanja being the one left behind. I'm gonna leave that up to everyone else's interpretation, but yeah, IG, they find the pick. TS are gonna answer on the opposite side of the map by taking away the dragon. We see Qingtian pushing in midway, but this at least should be a first turret going over to IG's side. I think there was 2.5 plates left on this turret, so not sure if it'll be able to be broken down right away, but you'd expect it just a matter of time before IG get it. But with the fact that Karsa can start making his way back up the top side now, they will be pushed off and kept at bay for this moment.
So a little bit slower than expected, but I want to point out as well, top esports with a couple of dragons. Lyric, does this feel like, again, I've been referencing the momentum of game 1 versus game 2 with similar kind of drafts coming through. 2 dragons for top esports gives you time to delay out the game. You're not giving over a Mountain Soul as quickly as you would have in game 1.
No, definitely not. I honestly feel like TS are in a good position, right? With how the drafts are laid out, if TS are even, if TS are slightly behind, in my mind, top esports are winning. IG will always have windows where they can find picks to take objectives in the game because they do have like nice long-range CC coming out from the Death Sentence in the Scout of the Week, but I feel like we're quickly getting to the point where you aren't just going to be able to brute force prio, brute force vision control in the enemy jungle and look for those picks. We've seen TS doing a nice job. Karsa, so for most of the game, has realized, hey, I'm just answering plays, has been caught out, you know, once or twice so far. Yeah. But for TS, they're not really bleeding. So you're just going to keep defaulting to this 1-3-1, in my opinion. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where Knight is going to be the one answering in side lanes. But for now, with Wink and Lucas up in top, Yuyanja and Jackie Love have to answer.
But it's actually Shun who might regret that a little bit. A bit of damage comes through and IG back away, but it has been all about the topside jungle. They keep contesting while Qingtian on the bottom lane pushing in quite deep. It's second Herald time, and IG wanted to commit topside to start this one off.
pretty surprising to see TS not contest an objective. They are just going to look to have Qingtian push out on the bottom side. They realize they can still wait for more. Oh, no, they don't. Hysterics. No, they don't.
Wink flashes over the wall, and yeah, they're going to contest it after the fact and take a summoner for summoner trade.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it is worth, right? You get Draven's Flash only for losing Yuyanjas. They are still going to be the ones that have tempo on the map, and they're forcing them to Lucas once again.
Flays down, boxes down as well. Shun thinking about going back in, but Caster still has ulti. It was a flash for flash trade once again here, it seems. Or at least ulti from Lucas. While Top Esports try to get top lane turret, Knight now picking off the Olaf. Remember, still a bit of damage here with the Everfrost as TS continue their rampage up in this top side.
Yeah, so TS go for this, but Knight realizes he has to concede mid-turret. They don't see the Shy anymore. Shun just walks right past him, says, I don't care about your stun coming out onto me. They drop the Herald, so it is going to be a tower for tower trade. Knight does need to be a little bit careful. If he takes an Olaf Axe into a Scout of the Week, that could just mean certain death for him.
Rookie's still doing quite a bit of damage here now with the Luden's Tempest. A teleport being burned. Where's that? Oh, the flank. Look at Qingtian and the Realm Mob there. Rookie has to flash over the wall. Caster can't tag him. But now the Aatrox is a big fear, but the Shy is so far ahead, so he's happy to walk on in. Dominus is available, but slices and dices away. Qingtian still threatening, but it could be IG who are caught up in this top side. Across multiple parts of the map, Wink is a Draven. And Top Esports have to respect that. Nothing happens in the end after the TP, but Top Esports are going to try and use this to hold on to mid.
Now, Top Esports should be able to take this away. It looks like the rotations are coming way too slow from IG. Actually sending the Shy to push and answer in bot lane. So yeah, no one going to be able to answer.
Scout of
the Week comes out.
And nothing else. Turret is down, and no one else follows up. A very different tempo game from what we saw in game one, right? We had more than a kill a minute from both of these teams. We had a lot of aggression. This time we've had a lot of tempered aggression, it feels like.
Honestly, Six, I just want to see TS come out controlling side lanes. You have Knight, whose teleport's about to be back up. I think send him up towards top lane. I guess with that pushed out, you're not going to send him up right now. Right now, he actually can walk straight towards Dragon. You could wait for someone from IG to answer. But later on, right, abusing the fact that Syndra's a champion who is going to be uncomfortable sitting up against the Rise, using that tool and that pressure point to invade the enemy jungle, get some deep vision down, take Dragon, get deep vision on Baron that way. Hasn't really been something we've seen IG take in Top Esports, take advantage of thus far. And with the Shy showing on the wave, it does look like they still want to send Knight to answer. Dragon is 25 seconds away, so with the fact that the Shy did come up, I think coming and answering one wave does make sense.
Just trying to look at items before this Dragon though, Lyric. I think it's important to note that we almost have a 2-item Renekton, who is 40, 50 CS, just about ahead of Qingtian. Rookie in the mid lane just bought a stopwatch as well, but that's a 2-item Draven running into this one.
And TS going to force their way into River. IG are here to answer, though. I like what TS did with their side waves. They did get the control that we were talking about, but IG just trying to group up and stay as his death ball. You really are relying on that death sentence, on that Scout of the Week to pick off a straggler and set up one of these fights.
They're going to clear the wave in the middle lane for now. Glacier Fisher doesn't connect. It's onto Wink, the Prison, and the Everfrost, but the Draven's still alive. A lot used from Knight to try and get the pick, and Wink still survives with heal in hand. Qingtian on the other side has to be a little bit careful here as the Shy now shows himself. And this Draven, shield's going to go off on the Immortal Shield Bow, but IG still contesting.
Yeah, Knight is going to go for the reset right now, but he does have TP available. IG are going to try and use this window to force.
Looking for Jackie Love. That's a flash burnt. The Shy match that. Bit of a spectator bug while in the pit. Top Esports are getting blown up by that death ball, Lyric. The Akatsuki falling as a righteous maneuver here from Invictus Gaming. Knight's trying as a Realm Orb. It's just a ruse. He's trying to spread it with the E. He's so close to picking off 2 more kills, but as he goes golden and the death sentence times well, Invictus Gaming blow it up again.
And that is such a massive win for the side of IG. It didn't look like they were going to be able to brute force their way into those chokes through Yanja. Really weird timing from Knight to look for the recall. He's about 50% HP, but you're looking for the recall while the rest of your team is still aggressively posturing forward. It sets up for this really weird angle where the other members are having to run away. They're stuck and locked in the pit. They're already going to go down. Also had a really weird ult from Jacula just a few moments before this. Don't know why I can't get that out of my head, but but at this point, it is a 5v4. We did see numerous members locked into the pit, stuck with all the AoE coming out from IG's comp, and you see Knight trying to get that flux down, trying to hit that Q, or maybe he picks up 2 kills right there, not able to do it. The Shy and Shun walk back, and they're able to secure that kill.
Sololand's doing a bit of work there. I feel like as well, Shun on this Olaf picks something to mention that 2 games straight has been in a very good position. Speaking of good positions, Invictus Gaming now up about what, Lyric? Is that almost 5,000 gold at 20 minutes in? And even though it has been a different type of game, we have the team that needs that early gold lead, that needs the momentum at this point in the game to have the momentum. And momentum they shall have.
I still don't feel like it's completely over for TES just yet, right? 4K gold lead definitely going to hurt, but still going to be able to fall back on those item breakpoints. Jackie Love just picking up the collector just now. TS, if they can get more of a front to back, get more, like, I'd say, more of a formation in their fight, more stability, you know? You know what to expect. The enemy's right in front of you. Jackie Love can find a better ultimate. I feel like the impact that Yanja had where, you know, no, Braum wasn't allowing you to stand behind him, Hysterics.
Sure.
Braum wasn't standing in front. You couldn't stand behind Braum. That opened windows for IG to just take over the fight. So for IG, we're going to be looking towards, I feel like their 3-man core to be the ones to continuously take pressure, right? It's going to be the Draven, it's going to be the Thresh, and it's going to be the Olaf, with Rookie and the Shy pretty much continuously roaming back towards mid, as the Shy, though, might be punished.
Yeah, Dominus is available, but it's not just Ching Tian, and now he has to deal with Knight. There's a lot of magic damage here as he gets dunked down. Everfrost will help secure the kill. Big shutdown as well over to the Rise. It's now 3-1.
Going to be great. I mean, Knight's going to be the key member. He was the one. Again, a bit of an unfortunate timing scenario in that last fight, but we've seen how much he is able to do so far this split. IG going to answer on the top side by pushing out that wave. Xingtian probably should be able to get this turret, so going to be a bit more of a gold injection into TS, where it's not going to be exactly a 4K gold lead. And with the Shy not being up anytime soon, I would just love to see TS pivot towards getting some vision down on top side. Right now, we know IG are the teams that controls that one. You still have your teleport available on Xingtian. You could still have Knight push out in that top side, have Karsa hovering over, and just make sure no shenanigans come out around the Baron pit, and make sure that IG don't have the vision to set up those picks that we were highlighting.
Especially when, if IG don't have vision, I want to point out that if top esports are able to control areas, I mean, Realm Warp, the ability for Aatrox as well to fly in, I think Realm Warp's just the biggest one. There's always a chance that Knight can catch them out. There's always a chance that Knight can be proactive here with the Rise ulti as well. And I'd start feeling really confident when you know you're so close to Seraph's Embrace. Knight's level 14, matching Rookie here. And even the Shy, who's got a level lead up in that top lane. So I like that you point him out as a player to watch. Alongside Jackie Love, the damage aspect is starting to get scary.
I also just want to highlight real quick that control ward that IG have in that topside brush, right? Because if any action breaks out right now in topside river, the Shy would have such a great flank angle to just be able to get on top of Jackie Love like he was able to in last game.
Ooh,
so gotta be a bit careful, and we're seeing some Realm Warp shenanigans.
And there's a ward outside. There's Ping saying, I'm on my way, but IG, oh, they don't know. They don't know. They're suspecting it, but it's too late. Top Esports, the sneaky play from Knight. He definitely was the person to watch.
And we saw a similar situation last time around where, sure, the Baron didn't get done, but IG are just very slow on reading situations. Actually, it was this game. It was the first Herald coming out where IG didn't expect it. They started to roam Wink up way too late. So we're starting to see some of those mid-game issues come out for the side of IG.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, this game, which we highlighted, it wasn't over for Top Esports by any means with the gold lead that came out. But the fact that TS are able to force this, it feels like TS might be in the driver's seat once again, now that they will have control of the map. And sadly, the wards just weren't able to spot it out. I mean, IG have great vision around this. You could understand why they wouldn't expect any shenanigans to come through.
Because it was right on top. I mean, that was just an ingenious play, and you give yourself a Baron buff, a way to elongate this game.
Still, Hysterics, you know, even though they have a great vision around the pit, maybe would be a decent idea to have a ward in the pit. Just
yep. And they did put pings down saying on my way, but no one was really on their way. So I don't know what that bait was for us, but we've got Top Esports to renowned Soul Point rather, to a Mountain Soul in this game. Lyric, things starting to look really good for TES. off of that play, off of what we've seen before. We've hit a 3-item rise now with Zhonya's Hourglass. Top Esports with the Baron. This game is going to go even longer.
I mean, let's be real, Hysterics. We knew, we were expecting, and it's looking like we are getting a 3-game series.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it just had to happen, as TS going to just force IG out. I don't think they're going to be in a position to force anything, but hey, Qingtian finding a really deep TP.
A deep TP and cast with the angle on the Realm Warp. The Shy is so deep himself, but so far away. IG trying to buy time for the Dominus Renekton, but that's a 4-man Moonlight Vigil as the Shy goes on in. They're trying to throw all bums against the wall, but Cast has delayed them in the backline. Wink's gotten low, and Top Esports now just have to deal with a Renekton without ulti, but Rookie's still alive. Qingtian in some trouble. Wink flashing over the wall, somehow alive himself. It's chaos once again. Knight is the person to watch, though. Stand aside from Wink is beautiful, but Knight running forward, he can blast them. He can blast them to hell. As Rookie with a full mana bar scatters the weak, but Yu Yanjia was not weak in that situation.
And the big thing is that Jackie Love was taken out right away. You highlighted the big flank coming in from the Shy, but Knight still wants to look for it.
He's hit, he knows they're in there. Into Sean, now onto Wink, the Everfrost. Knight gonna 1v2. Sean jumps into it, going golden as well. Can he get it? He's so close, but it's Adoration in the end that delivers to Wink.
Knight almost makes another hero play, but Shun just flashing on top of him, forcing that Zhonya's to come out, setting up for Wink to get the kill. And man, it is so rough for Knight when he's put in these situations where he needs to look for these hero plays. Could have walked away, didn't need to look for those kills, but maybe feeling a bit of the pressure coming out from these fights. We see here, TS tried to be the aggressors. They weren't exactly able to get on top of IG with the globals that came out, so it left Jackie Love just completely unprotected. The Shy deletes him right away, but this is where it gets a little bit weird, right? Because TS are sandwiched between the two sides of IG. Knight almost able to pull it out with a double kill, but Wink did have flash and was able to get away. And in this scenario, if IG did keep forcing on, Knight definitely would have been able to clean up the other members of IG. They back off, they're going to steal away these jungle camps, and then we're going to see here, he knows exactly where they are. The E does come out, even locks down Wink, but the flash coming out from Wink, getting him in lethal range.
Wait.
I wonder if, it depends what abilities were up on cooldown, if he could have just instantly deleted him.
Sorry, Lyric. I gotta be prepared, man. There's something going on live. I'm not sure what just happened. But we've got a bit of a trade coming through on the bottom side jungle. It's IG going aggressive. And the Shy on the wing, they're going to take this. Casting gets scattered the weak, though. Look at that burst damage. Qingtian can't join in the play as this Renekton is keeping him far away. Wink now over the wall as well. Stand aside. Realm Warp needs to get him out. But the death sentence, Yu Yanjia once again will not be going on that family paradise.
And it's one of those things where, Karsa's definitely not had a good game this time around, gotten picked off numerous times, but I feel like Yu Yanjia's positioning on this Braum has just not been it. You're leaving so many windows open as a team for different members to get picked off by the various CCs that IG brings. I just don't really see the point of this Braum if Top Esports aren't utilizing it effectively, and with 2 picks, sure, death timers are short. I'm not sure if IG can force a turret, but at least going to put a ton of pressure on the side of TS. They still are able to keep control of Vision. And maybe we're wrong. Maybe this isn't going to go to 3 games because Top Esports just keep making mistakes.
They do. And you talk about Braum again. Yu Yanjia here. Casa goes in. And it starts off pretty rough.
Okay, this one I gotta forgive you, Yanjia. I have no idea. I have no idea what Karsa was thinking with that. I think you walk in as a unit, right? Braum walking in first, Zinzao following solely behind. You know they're in that brush, even though they do have a control ward, so you don't exactly know the number, but that's also why as Zinzao, you don't just, just woo.
You don't woo, yeah, I don't. I just feel bad for Yu Yanjia because that's the second time he's been pulled out of a Realm Warp, the second time that he hasn't been able to go on the family vacation. He's left behind. There's Home Alone 2, Lyric. I had a golden opportunity. I kind of missed it here. So let's see if Yu Yanjia can make a 3rd movie or if IG might give something back to Top Esports this time around, because you've been talking about TES giving away a bit too much here. It's a 7,000k gold lead. 7,000k? It's a 7,000 gold lead.
Hysterics. This is Karsa's one chance. Your one chance to redeem the whole game. If IG try to force a dragon play, or if any kind of dragon play comes out, is IG actually going to go to the opposite side? They're going to try and say, hey, you can have soul, we're going to go for Baron. But as long as Karsa can get a smite down on this dragon, which he will be able to do because IG are just giving it away, Oh my God, hysterics.
All
What's
right.
going on?
Forget it.
What's
Team
going
B.
on?
Here we go. Oh my God. It's a fight around the Baron pit, but Baron's already gone. IG are going to pick it up. Top Esports are on the back and they're spotted out. We're doing the do-si-do. We shouldn't spot it for a quick moment. Top Esports are on the wrong side of the rift. TP from the Shy. What happens next? This team has a Mountain Soul, but Baron here for Invictus Gaming to try and push the waves. And Qingtian's over the wall. Lyric?
I'll be honest, I don't know why TS are posturing for this. I don't know why TS didn't just like maybe back off, try to wait out, you know, certain plays. As IG, I think correctly now just turning towards mid and pushing that wave. Are forced into a choke.
I'm ready for the Konoha Village music to come up here. Invictus Gaming, show us Might Shy and the rest of the crew. As they're going for one pick, it's only Qingtian, but Top Esports are trying to back away. Caster, chilling smite, the backstop, and here we go! Onto the Shy, he's getting bursted down as he jumps into the back line. Rookie zoned away, it's Qingtian doing so much here. Wink, though, hasn't been in the battle as Qingtian flies away. 5 versus 4. Top Esports get it, but that hook, legendary. Scatter the Wink, dodge away. Buyers on his hourglass. They're into Wink in the backline, but they can't kill the Draven. He gets more adoration from the crowd. As Invictus Gaming now have the inside track. Forget the health bars. This is dangerous. As another hook from Lucas. This guy, this game, has been on point. Yu Yanja, it is Home Alone 3.
Oh, Wink looks like he might go down. Jackie's trying to be the hero.
Stand aside. Wink takes too many turret shots in the end. I needed a quick breath here, Lyric, as Rookie misses away from Scatter the Weak. Jackie Love survives. Shun's looking for the dive a little bit further onto the Aphelios. He tags him once. He flashes in. Forget Gravitum. It's an angry Viking in the end.
And IG not going to have any waves set up to where they're able to capitalize off those kills, I think is the big thing. It does buy TS more time, but when we keep talking about buying TS more time, in every scenario we come in just TS losing skirmishes, I don't know if it means too much. We are at a 10k gold lead now for IG, and man, it is just looking so rough. I want to even say, to start this all off, I'm really surprised that Top Esports were even the ones to angle for any type of fight. You could just try to wait out the Baron. You're the one that has the buff that doesn't disappear, my dudes. Yeah. You have the buff that doesn't go away. You could just wait it out, but they're the ones who started walking towards the Baron, trying to force this fight. IG, of course, had first path towards mid lane. They forced TS into this very awkward choke where they're able to get a lot of this damage off. Wink just aggressively walking forward, I think, is the best part, when doesn't have anything buffing up, just having so much lifesteal, so much damage on this Draven, where feeling no threat from the opposite side, especially when you don't have anything like, you know, a Nautilus, a Leona, anything that's just going to get on top of you, lock you down, and give the rest of your teammates time to burst them out.
Lyric, we're hoping for a 3-game series here, but Invictus Gaming, when you least expect it, they appear. They can lose to Rogue Warriors, but apparently they can't lose to TES here in this game. And in this series, as Realm Warp behind, who's going to take it? It is only Casa who spreads away with the Crescent Slash, and that's a big ulti from Jackie Love, but the problem is, they're all still alive. Might Shy survives, backing away as Lucas gets another death sentence, but this time it's onto Yu Yanja. He falls forward and Qingtian gets bursted out. The Scout of the Week, oh my God. I didn't know there was a 4th movie, but now we're shown with Lucas hitting every hook. This Thresh, MVP, straight up, IG, blow up for a 2-0.
And IG come out of nowhere to take down their former AD carry. It doesn't matter where you're at in the standings, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are, IG can show up against anyone.
Because Sasuke always loses. It doesn't matter what you say here as the TP comes through. The Konoha, the Leaf Village, will always succeed. Good over evil. IG 2-0 over Top Esports.
I just want to say, Hysterics, you know, I'm not a huge fan of plot armor, but plot armor in this situation is honestly an absolute banger. Great to see IG able to come up, able to step up, and able to take advantage of what has been a bit of a limping Top Esports in recent weeks.